Hi guys, Varun here from Fonearena and I have a really interesting device finally in my hands to unbox the Nexus 6P from Huawei. After a long wait, we finally have the device, and despite not being too well, thanks to the weather and also the fireworks, decided to unbox the Nexus 6P so that you guys can get a look. So you can see this is the gray version, 32GB model. Not sure what gray means. I think it's the graphite version, as you can see on the back here. And for guys who've been asking about the SAR value, it's 1.18 watts per kilogram, made in China. And yes, the pricing is 39,999 for India. For the 32GB model, the 64GB model costs 42,999. And yes, let's actually go ahead and kind of rip this off. I think it's you need to open this to actually get access to the box. Okay, so you can see you have the P branding on the outside here, the front, and on the 6P2. So okay, that's pretty much the packaging in terms of the sealing. You have this card here, which was on the 5X as well. So wow, so finally we have the 6P here. It's pretty massive. It's about 179 grams in terms of the weight. And let's put this aside for a quick second and take a look at the box contents. IMEI sticker for the servicing. And okay, so something interesting here, Huawei has actually included a USB type A to a type C cable as well. The new Nexus phones use a USB type C standard for charging. As you can see here, you have a USB type C port. The 5X also has the USB type C. So here we have the AC wall adapter. No writings on the outside. Okay, there's something here on the bottom. It says 5 volt 3 amperes. So that's the wall brick, and you also have the USB type C cable here. And another interesting thing here is that you have earphones in the box. Looks a lot like the Apple EarPods, but from Huawei. And this is a USB type A to a type C cable, which the Nexus 5X does not include. One good thing Huawei has done is actually bundling this. If you have to connect this cable to your PC or Mac, it's very hard because you have to buy an adapter to get this working. But with this, you can actually charge your phone off even regular power banks. Let's take a look at what else is here. So you have small, you have the SIM ejector tool here, and I'm guessing this is safety and warranty information. So that's that. Wow, this thing is probably one of the best Nexus devices ever so far in terms of the build. Feels so premium, and can't wait to power it on. As you can see in the back, you have the Nexus logo printed here. You have the Huawei branding, very subtle branding. You have the fingerprint sensor here, which is supposed to be 360-degree angle compatible. And okay, that's pretty similar to the 5X as well. And you have the 12 megapixel camera here on the back, along with the LED flash here, dual LED flash. And okay, let's actually power this thing on. Wow, can't really wait to power it on. I kind of like the placement of the power button. Okay, it's powering on. It's one of the first devices apart from the 5X to run on the Android 6.0 Marshmallow software. So the next device always come out with the latest Android version out of the box. So the Nexus 6P is also running on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. The front, you have a 5.7-inch screen with Corning Gorilla Glass 4, and also with a anti-fingerprint and oleofabric coating. So that's something. It's got an 8 megapixel camera on the front, which is a nice touch. Can't wait to take some selfies and try that out. So let's actually set it up. Okay, so this is the beautiful screen, 5.7-inch 2560 by 1440 pixel screen. Let's actually take a look at the other hardware features. So on the under the hood, you have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 2 GHz processor. It's a version 2.1 of the processor, which runs at it's an octa-core processor running at 2 GHz with the Adreno 430 GPU, and it has 3 gigs of RAM, and this has 32 gigs of internal memory. So let's actually take a look at how much is actually available to us. So you have 25.01 gigs available to the end user. So in terms of battery, you have a really massive 3450 mAh battery on the inside, which is probably the reason it's a little big or a little thick. It's about 7.3 millimeters thick, not too thick, but still it's a heavy phone. It's about 179 grams and kind of enters the iPhone 6s Plus territory in terms of the weight. But then using this one-handed, maybe you can get access to half the screen, but I would recommend using it with two hands. Considering this phone has a very low repairability rating, I think iFixit gave it about 2 or 3 on 10 in terms of the repairability score, because everything is sealed, and I think it's pretty hard to get access to anything on the inside, considering they managed to pack such a ton of components on the inside. Let's actually get access to the SIM card tray to confirm it's a nano SIM card on the inside. So you have the pin here, and here we have it. Okay, so you have the nano SIM card tray here. Let's put this back in. Can't wait to pop my SIM in this. And it's really nice that there's actually glass over here on the back near the camera. And this kind of shape is also, it's been leaked, I don't know for how long. The Nexus 6P was being leaked for I think over 6 months or so. And finally we have one in our hands. And it feels really nice. I kind of like that these speakers on the front, the earpiece and the speaker are in the color of the phone itself, not like unlike Motorola who has this in silver or a different color. Your hands tend to go there if they're in a silver or a button color. On the left you have the nano SIM card tray as I showed you. On the bottom you have the Type-C USB port for charging and connecting it. And so it uses fast charging, not the Qualcomm kind of way, but an adaptive fast charging with that specific charger, so you can actually charge it really quick with only the inbox charger. And you have the power button lock switch, and it's nice that they have actually given a kind of a ribbed effect here, makes it easy to get access to. Volume rocker is also metallic, but single button for both the up and the down. The top you have 3mm audio jack, and you can see these antenna bands here, very subtle and really nicely done. And on the back, yes, you have the metal back. I think the bottom, I think the ear is plastic, but the meat of the phone is in metal. Here's the fingerprint sensor, the Nexus branding, the 13 megapixel camera, like 12 megapixel camera, it's not 13, it's 12. It's the microphone hole here. There's one microphone here. So as I told you, this is running on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Okay, so that's that. So let's quickly put it next to the 5X here, which is probably the cheaper or less bigger phones of the two. So this is a smaller phone on the 5X, so right next to it. Given a choice, I would rather pick the 6P than the 5X, considering it's just much more premium. And here we have the last year's Nexus 6. So here we have it. Huawei kind of grabbed the slot probably from Motorola, who made their Nexus last year. But you can see there's some design cues which are actually still there. As you can see, the ribbed effect on this button is there on the Nexus 6. Let's move on to the 6P. And I think this is partly because Google is involved in these designs, and even the antenna bands locations are pretty similar on the 6P and the 6S. And but if you can see, it's so much thinner than the 6. The 6P is so much thinner than the 6 in terms of the design. Also feels lighter, the 6P. And let's actually quickly compare it to the 6S Plus from Apple. So this is the iPhone 6S Plus next to the Huawei Nexus 6P, neck to neck in terms of the size and thickness wise too. So we'll be doing a detailed comparison later, but just to give you a quick idea as to how they look next to each other and fitting in the hand. So that was a quick look at the Nexus 6P. Unboxed it for you, and also we compared it with the 5X, Nexus 5X, the Nexus 6 and the iPhone 6S Plus. So do it a like if you like this video, and if you have any questions about the Nexus 6P, do ask us in the comments, and we'll try our best to answer it. And do check out our channel for other videos about the Nexus 6P. We'll be posting a ton of them over the next few days. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.